This is our pumpkin when there was a heat wave, so we just put a little bit of shade cloth on it. We hadn't put an actual shade cloth. This is just a setup that we used before putting the actual black shade netting on.
So right now what we're doing is, if you recall in the first video of this series, this entire place used to be full of green, lush, tall grass. But now that has all dried to a crisp, and now we are having to break our backs removing it so we could till up the soil. We should have actually tilled this soil up before planting the plant, but we were not able to do that because of time constraints. So we are doing that now while the plant is this big. You would want to do it before, but the plant has not grown to its full potential yet. It's gonna grow all the way out, hopefully, till there. And in 30 days, it's gonna grow as much as it can grow. And after that, we're gonna terminate all of the vines, and there aren't gonna be any more growth points. If you come over here, this is gonna be my pumpkin that I'm gonna pollinate. It's gonna be blooming tomorrow. Over here, this guy. There's a few ants over it. I have sprayed it. I'll spray it again. So he's gonna be blooming tomorrow early morning. I'm gonna be crossing it with another pumpkin. And also tomorrow morning, we're gonna be getting a tiller out, and we're gonna be tilling this entire area so we can get ready for this plant to root in.
Would it be okay if I covered you on the video? Okay. Thanks for coming over.
What flowers are these?
Oh, these are from the 2089 Thompson.
Nice. Let's see what genetics we got in here.
Okay, see if there's some pollen on the flower itself on here.
Okay.
So what you want to do is just very gently pull it open a little bit, just so you can get in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just like that. Okay. And strip
Ooh,
all
this guy got a lot of pollen.
I know. Strip all the
Can I remove the petals, all of them?
Yeah,
Or
take all the. Just peel the petals off. Now is there any pollen on the petals? Sometimes there's pollen in there. So sometimes you want to keep those and use them. Now, take that little piece off right here. Okay, so now real gently go in there and do the same thing.
Okay. Oh, this is a good
Keep your
claw.
fingers out of the flower.
Okay. Can I remove some more of this?
Yeah, you can. Just be gentle, really gentle.
Oh wow, this guy has lots of pollen. Hello everyone. So we got 12 bags of steer manure from Ace. The Ace is right close by over here, and we're gonna spread this all out over there. We have definitely made a bunch more progress, and my friend over here, Orion, is helping tons. And right now we're gonna be taking those bags and we're gonna space them out and then open them up and just put the manure everywhere. So right now we've got all of the piles of soil. We're gonna try to rake these and get somewhere from a 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch of soil all across. This entire place hopefully will just be looking black manure compost. So basically what we're doing now is we got all of the nutrients and fertilizer mixed up. We're basically just taking it and we're just throwing it and getting a nice even spread, trying to get it as even as possible. And we're just getting it an even spread. We don't have a spreader. We do have a spreader, but we forgot it at home. So we're gonna go ahead and fertilize this entire area, get a nice even spread hopefully. And yeah, go ahead.
The next day.
We rented a tiller for 4 hours from a local shop, and what we did was we went ahead and I simply just like how you'd normally just till the soil. It was a little bit hard to get used to, but once I got used to it, we went ahead and tilled all the soil that we had fertilized up. And the plant will probably not reach that entire area, but it will still be ready for next year.
So now that it's a few days after we pollinated the pumpkin, we are back from our July 4th trip, and the plant has definitely grown a lot more. It's much bigger now. The secondaries on this guy's side are growing absolutely crazy. I'm really happy. They're coming right back to life. And the main vine, it's still not doing too good because of the sun, but we're gonna put down a bigger shade cloth. We just put this down just for a little bit of shade around the pumpkin, because the pumpkin does need lots of shade, or else it'll get its skin will get all hard and it won't let it grow, and it might even crack. So there is a bunch of leaves, probably enough for a pretty big pumpkin, but I want even more. I want at least a good 500 square feet amount of leaves. I've seen that usually you don't want to have too many leaves, but you want to have at least a good amount of leaves. This is enough for a pumpkin, but I just want to have just that extra amount in case if any leaves die or anything happens. So the secondary, this is a tertiary that I'm keeping, but I gotta bury all of these. I have cut off a bunch of the tendrils, so I'm gonna be burying them today. The leaf scorch is still a problem. That's another reason why I want to have more leaves. You can see this is just very bad leaf scorch, but the tips are definitely doing good. Oh no, you can see this tertiary, it's just growing too much. I'm gonna have to cut this guy off. Should have cut him off earlier, but I had to do a little bit of trimming. But that's the update. I don't know if the pumpkin has taken yet or not. He seems like he has taken, but we don't know until it gets like to the size of a volleyball if it'll abort or not. It's good, but there's just a few ants around here that are really annoying, and they're just biting into the pumpkin. You can see those tiny little bite marks. So today is the 9th of July, and we did many things today. First thing I want to introduce my friends. This is Shreyas, and this is Orion that you've seen before. And so first of all, over here, we put shade cloth. We tied them to the trees. Shreyas and Orion helped us a lot. And then the plant is definitely grown a bunch more. And I have sprayed this guy. There are a few nutrient deficiencies, but I am taking care of those. Come over this way. There are like 5 flowers blooming on this guy right now. I mean, that's absolutely wonderful. And you can see there's a little baby pumpkin over there. He's about the size of a softball. A little baby, a little bigger, and hopefully he doesn't abort. I'm just putting a little bit of shade. So I just made a makeshift thing. It'll give a little bit of shade to help the pumpkin. The reason you put shade on your pumpkin is because if you get the outside of it all hard, then it doesn't grow and it cracks. So you want to keep it all shady, and you want to make sure no sun gets onto it. And over here, I've had a potassium deficiency, so I have been putting a little bit of potassium around the plant, and I've also put some nitrogen. So that's the update. There isn't really a lot more. The plant is doing okay, and we have put these guys. I wanted to in drip tape, but it's a little too late to put in the drip tape. I talked to Brian Myers, and he gave me some really excellent advice on the watering system and how to fertilize and all. So he told me that it would be much easier to just put these guys that will spray around, and it works just fine. So for this year, these just work just good, and next year I'll be using the drip tape.
Thank you guys for watching my video. Please cultivate that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already.